In today's video, we are diving deep into one of the most unexpected and terrifying crossover battles ever imagined. Vecna from Stranger Things and Pennywise the Dancing Clown from Stephen King's IT are two horror icons who represent fear, mind manipulation, and supernatural power on completely different levels. One is a human-turned monster molded by suffering inside the Upside Down, and the other is an ancient cosmic entity that feeds on fear and manifests in the form of nightmares. Their universes are different, their origins are different, and their power systems are different, but that makes this battle even more thrilling to analyze. Our mission is simple: to break down their entire lore, their power levels, abilities, weaknesses, psychology, and battlefield advantages to determine who truly stands at the top when it comes to pure horror and destructive potential. So sit tight, listen closely, and let's break down Vecna versus Pennywise. Who is more powerful? Who is stronger? And ultimately, who would win? Origin and true nature. To understand the scale of this battle, we must first uncover the true identity of both characters. Vecna, originally Henry Creel, was born with powerful psychic abilities that set him apart from humanity. After committing horrifying acts as a child, he became Dr. Brenner's first test subject, known as 001. But Vecna's transformation into a monster came when 11 banished him to the Upside Down. That alternate dimension twisted his body, reshaped his mind, and turned him into a necrotic, demonic figure. The Upside Down amplified his powers and connected him to a hive mind ecosystem, turning him into the general, the strategist, and possibly even the architect of that dark world. Vecna represents hatred, trauma, and psychic domination. Pennywise, on the other hand, is not truly a clown. Pennywise is an ancient cosmic creature referred to as IT, an entity that came to Earth millions of years ago. Its true form exists in the macroverse, a realm beyond the standard universe. The clown is simply the shape it uses to lure and terrify its victims, mainly children. Pennywise is older than humanity, older than planets, and its true nature is closer to a cosmic predator. Pennywise feeds on fear, and the more terrified its victims become, the stronger it gets. Where Vecna is a transformed human enhanced by a supernatural dimension, Pennywise is a cosmic being long before the concept of human consciousness even existed. Their origins immediately show a massive gap in scale, and this will matter as we continue deeper into the battle. Powers, abilities and fear manipulation. This is where things get extremely interesting. Vecna's power set revolves around psychic domination, telekinesis, telepathy, illusions, and the ability to invade the minds of victims through their trauma. He can break bones, crush minds, invade memories, and manipulate the environment with his will. In Stranger Things Season 4, he was able to paralyze victims mentally and physically even from the Upside Down, proving that distance does not limit his powers. Vecna is a strategist who prefers slow psychological torture before delivering the final lethal blow. Pennywise also manipulates fear, but on a far larger scale. Pennywise is a shapeshifter who can become anything, from a clown to a giant spider-like creature, to illusions of dead loved ones, to abstract cosmic horrors. Pennywise bends reality for its victims, causing hallucinations that blur the line between the physical world and personal nightmares. It does not simply read minds, it dives into the deepest fear of a person and weaponizes it. Pennywise's illusions can physically injure victims, showcasing that fear becomes a real power source that directly affects the world. But Pennywise's strongest ability is its connection to the Deadlights, a cosmic energy that represents its true form. Anyone who sees the Deadlights becomes mentally destroyed, frozen, or driven insane. Vecna manipulates thoughts, but Pennywise manipulates existence itself. Fear fuels Pennywise, while Vecna uses fear as a tool. And this difference defines the scale of their power. Weaknesses and limitations. No matter how strong a character is, weaknesses determine how well they can survive in a real battle. Vecna's weaknesses come mostly from emotional vulnerability and psychic overload. When characters connect emotionally or fight back mentally, Vecna becomes vulnerable. 11 was able to overpower him using raw psychic force. Max resisted him through memories. And fire, explosives, or sudden physical attacks also harm him because at the end of the day, Vecna still operates through a physical body, even if enhanced by the upside down. Pennywise too has weaknesses, but they are very different. Pennywise relies heavily on fear. If the target stops fearing it or shows strong resistance, Pennywise becomes weaker, unstable, and sometimes physically small or powerless. This is why the Losers Club was able to injure it, they overcame their fear. Pennywise also cannot stay outside the physical form forever, it sleeps for 27 years to regain strength. In its clown form, it can be physically harmed, though only by individuals who overcome their fear. But here is the twist. Vecna does not operate like a normal human. He is filled with hatred, trauma, and domination. Pennywise cannot take advantage of Vecna's fear, because Vecna barely fears anything at all. Pennywise feeds on victims who are emotionally unstable or mentally fragile. But Vecna's mind is cold, hollow, cruel, and strategically resistant. Meanwhile, Pennywise's illusions and cosmic energy are far beyond Vecna's mental manipulation. Vecna can read minds, but Pennywise can warp reality. In terms of weaknesses, Vecna has more physical vulnerabilities, while Pennywise only collapses when fear loses its power. In a one-on-one fight, Vecna's limitations are easier to exploit. Final battle result. Now comes the final verdict. If Vecna and Pennywise faced each other in a neutral battlefield, who would win? At first glance, Vecna's psychic power and mind-invading abilities seem dominant. But when we analyze the deeper cosmic scale, Pennywise operates on an entirely different level. Vecna can manipulate minds, but Pennywise manipulates dimensions of fear that transcend biology. Vecna can break bones, but Pennywise can distort the body, the senses, and the reality around the target. Vecna's mind reading would fail because Pennywise exists in multiple forms, many of which are not bound to the human brain. And no matter how powerful Vecna becomes inside the Upside Down, Pennywise's true form exists beyond the universe itself, in the macroverse, where human-based psychic abilities lose significance. However, Pennywise's biggest weapon, fear, might not work on Vecna. And this does reduce Pennywise's effectiveness. But even without feeding on fear, Pennywise's deadlights, cosmic nature, shape-shifting, and reality-warping abilities give it far greater destructive capability. Vecna is dangerous, intelligent, strategic, and horrifying, but he is still a product of a single dimension. Pennywise is older than planets, larger than reality, and stronger than the limits of human consciousness. Therefore, in a full-power battle, the final result is clear. Pennywise is more powerful, stronger, and would ultimately win against Vecna in nearly every scenario. Check out my other videos for more epic character crossovers and battles. Thanks for watching, and stay happy and healthy.